Hello flip clock fans, so you're looking at the Panasonic RC-6235 Weather FM AM flip clock radio. I'm going to do a quick tutorial on disassembly instructions for this clock. As with any disassembly, take your time. If something's not coming apart, don't force it. And as with most Panasonics, on the buttons you're just going to pull straight up to get your buttons off, or straight out. On the 6236, that stays there, that stays there. You're going to pull straight up. And on the two sides, you pull straight out. Now sometimes if you can't get a hold of one, you can put a knife or a butter knife blade or a thin piece of metal, but always protect the plastic if you do that. Some of them may be harder to get off than others. Okay. To disassemble, we're going to need to take loose all the screws. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cabinet screws that need to come off. And if you're going to take the clock completely apart, you should go ahead and take off the clock mount screws, the clock mechanism screws at this time also. It won't bother anything if you do that. So I'll go ahead and take those screws out and get right back. I've just unscrewed the cabinet screws with my number 2 screwdriver. Again, note that there is no screw in this hole, and keep your screwdriver out of that. And once I've unscrewed the screws, I usually just turn it over like this, and they'll drop out. Sometimes the rest of them will drop out after I start taking the cabinet off. Okay, so there's 6 screws. Okay, there's one there. And it's a little stuck. It'll come out. The one right there will come out. Okay, when you get to this point, this is where a lot of people are going to get afraid, because the cabinet may not come off right away. And I assure you, you're just going to have to pry it up. Sometimes get your fingers here. You can rest your thumbs here. And you're going to pull the top up. Okay, that last screw just dropped out. So it will come loose. You just have to take your time. It comes straight off. There are some clocks you'll have to take off at an angle or tilt to come off. This one does lift straight up. You're just going to have to work it a little bit. Straight up, and then the speaker is attached to the top, so you turn that over. In this case, I went ahead and left the clock mechanism screws in. I don't need to take that out. If you're going to take it out completely, it's pretty obvious. You're going to take these screws out here. There are screws on the circuit board that you'll need to remove. There's one here. There is also one hidden right in there. It's in there by this capacitor. And one here. So there's 3 screws here that you will remove to get this loose. Of course, we're going to remove this screw here to get the transformer off. You don't have to take those screws off here with the cord is. Leave it on. You'll take 1, 2, 3, and there's supposed to be another screw here. 4 screws off. This just lifts off. There's one more screw to come off. It is right there. You can see it's in a tight spot. So you're going to want to get your offset screwdriver in here and try to get that, and take your time and get that out. Unscrew that. Once you do that, all this comes off as a unit. This all comes off together. After all that's cleared, you'll be able to take the clock face off and clean it, or whatever you want to do with it. So it's pretty straightforward disassembly, which will allow you to clean your clock real well, especially the front glass piece, and replace your light if you need to. The light's fairly easy to replace. If you see here, there's a blue filter. You unscrew that with a very small screwdriver. The bulb will be evident there. The leads go around. I've just got them looped, and they'll come back into the board. You'll see they're soldered into 2 places in the board, and it'll be obvious once you'll see the old leads after they come up here where they're at. You desolder them from the back side That's when you want this clock out, and replace them with your new bulb. And I used a 12 volt small bulb for that, an incandescent bulb. Alright, well I think this will help you. If you have any questions about restoration of clocks, please come visit us at flipclockfans.com/forum.